real estate at $1.14.5.
You mean 1.145?
1.145, sure.
Jeez.
I was like, dang.
I know.
It works either way.
Yeah.
Personal property at $6.10 and fire and emergency services tax at 3 cents. And this doesn't mean we're setting it at this rate, but it gives us the ability to make sure people are educated and make sure that we can serve you all as best as possible. So I will be working very hard to do that, and I appreciate all of your help. I think this is, like many of you have said, an investment. It is an investment that is overdue. I used to, real quick, and I don't want to pontificate on this, but I have 7 children, as some of you may know, and I used to walk around when I was a younger mother and go, who did this? Who did this? How did this get here? Who broke that? And then, you know what? It doesn't matter. I finally got to the point where I was like, you know what? All I'm doing is giving people anxiety around me because everyone's like, oh my gosh, am I in trouble? And the problems wouldn't get fixed, right? And so what we're doing now, I think, is it's really beautiful seeing people who have argued over many things in the past, talking to each other and saying, let's work together and get this done. And I think this is a very beautiful, unique opportunity that we have.
So I'm going to vote in favor of advertising at what Supervisor Gary said, but obviously it doesn't mean that we'll set the rate as such. But one of the reasons I'm doing that is because, as much as the schools need the money, our county government needs it equally as much. We've severely understaffed our county government for, the last 10 years. Our transportation, literally, which has been my thing, $9 million to fund our roads is a joke. And so on top of transportation, schools, county government, public safety, I refuse to have Widewater, Brook, and White Oak not have standing fire crews and medic crew. We're at almost 160,000 people, and these areas don't have standing crews, and it puts even more stress on our county. And that's not even to, someone stole my thunder about the debt service. We have got to start figuring out how to pay our debt service while meeting our needs. And, being conservative right now maybe is not the best way to go. Obviously, as a board, we'll figure out what that final number is, but we kind of have to start chipping away at this giant crater of a mess that we have in front of us, and playing it safe right now may not be the best way to get there. We instead, in my opinion, it might put us further behind the 8 ball. And so for those reasons, I'm going to vote to support the advertised rate.
Yeah, consistently we have advertised a higher rate than we actually go to. I kept pressing for that chart. I thought it'd be good to go back 10 years, but 5 years basically proved the point that we end up usually going lower. It is a big hill, but it's a big hill that we have to deal with. I think that what is crucial in all of this is that the people give their opinions. The people who come forward are awesome because, yes, speaking in public is one of the greatest fears. So I totally empathize with you on that. And emails, Facebooks, everything. We're in a new world. So I think it's important that the public let us know so that they know if they're okay with whatever. And to be quite honest, then some of the people who communicated to me fully fund the school board budget, if I contacted them back and said, okay, what do you mean by that? And they were talking about the superintendent's budget. They didn't really understand the delta difference. So I think that there's an education component, oh my gosh, education, to this that we need to be going through and the public needs to be going to in the next month. So I will support advertising at this rate. Traditionally, I have not gone at the top rate. I think I did at a 99. But generally speaking, I think it's important to look at it. We also will know what we're getting from the state more accurately in a couple weeks, and that's going to play a role in it. And there are needs that we need to deal with, both in fire and rescue and in public safety, and meaning the sheriff's office and in the schools. So I just think that we can look at this. However, an easy math, just taking the median income between the tax rate at this and then doing the fire tax, you're at $1,254 for the median income home. And we haven't even talked about the water and sewer fees that will go up, nor the impact of the personal property tax. So there's a plethora of things that are out there that we need clarity from the public on. And so please do your part.
Okay, that's it. Supervisor Bohmke?
Well, we have raised taxes over the last couple of years, and we know that there is legislation now because of Henrico County keeping their tax rate the same for many, many, many years and never let their voters know that they were increasing taxes because they never equalized their tax rate. I'm a big supporter of education. I'm a big supporter of everything in Stafford County. I've lived here for 26 years. But what these supervisors are proposing, and I want to go to their house for Christmas because I've never been on a board where you put a list out and everybody hits the I believe button. If you guys haven't calculated this, this would be the largest tax rate increase in Stafford County history. 32. I have voted for tax increases, but I cannot support a 32-cent tax increase. That is ludicrous, and I cannot support it for that reason. I'm not denying anybody needing raises. I agree with that, but our wish list needs to be reduced. So, anyway, that's my vote, and thank you.
Supervisor Vanuch?
I'll just be really, really quick. I think part of my concern is if we were really serious about funding the schools, we would have had a much more serious bond referendum conversation. I asked at our offsite meeting to have a work session on our bond referendum. We did that, but it got dumbed down to the same information that we went through at our offsite meeting. Even at a 32-cent tax increase, it's not building all the schools the school board has come and asked us for. That is why I think that the education to the community is the most important, because here they're proposing a potential 32-cent tax increase, but this board might vote to move up some items of the schools in the CIP, and then next year there could be a brand new board. 3 of us are up for re-election, and they could completely deprioritize building those schools. If it's tied to a bond referendum, the board has to build those specific schools. So it's putting out this false narrative that they're supporting that 32-cent tax increase. A much stronger narrative to the community would have been supporting a bond referendum tying specific new school builds to dealing with the capacity issues.
Madam Chair.
Supervisor Gary?
Yeah, one thing, and then I think maybe we need to vote. I absolutely will support it if the public continues to say that this is what they want. That's what I've heard. And my job is to make hard decisions, and I said that I would make these hard decisions, and I don't deserve to sit in this seat if I'm not going to listen to people, even if it's uncomfortable to me.
So this is the advertised rate. This is not setting the rate. So make sure that we send out the right information. I will echo Supervisor Cohen's words in terms of the need for transportation, and Supervisor Allen, and probably Ms. Gary's and her thoughts. 610, we cannot move on 610. We need to fund transportation. We need to fund county staff. We need to fund the sheriff's office. We need to have some kind of equity in the school system. We need to pay our school staff. And we need to have better educated students. And if we do that, that means that they will make more money and they will put in more into Social Security. And our house values will go up or stay at the same level. But for that, I will be voting for this rate also. So please cast your vote. Okay, Mr. English is absent, and this passes 4-2.